Howdy folks, it's the second week of May 2025 and welcome to This Week in the West. I'm Seth Spillman, broadcasting from the National Cowboy and Western Heritage Museum in Oklahoma City. On this podcast we share stories of the people and events that shape the history, art, and culture of the American West, and those still shaping it today. In the 1930s, something new was beaming at a Tulsa's KVOO radio station. It wasn't exactly country, jazz, or blues. You could hear steel guitar, sure, but also hints of Dixieland and a little ragtime. It was something different, lively, danceable, and full of life. It was called Western Swing, and Bob Wills and his band, the Texas Playboys, were bringing it to a growing audience right in the heart of the Great Depression. This week, on the 50th anniversary of his death on May 13th, 1975, we remember Bob Wills, a musical innovator and the king of Western Swing. So where did the music come from, this strange amalgamation of styles that made Wills and his band a mid-century hit in the middle of the country? It helps to look at Wills' roots. James Robert Wills was born March 6, 1905 in Cowboy, Texas, a tiny town of about 400 people on the road between Waco and College Station. His father was a champion fiddle player. In the cotton fields around Cowboy, young Wills could hear both traditional country music and the blues played by the African Americans who worked on the farms. He learned to play the fiddle like his dad and also the mandolin. By the time he was a teen, Wills was performing in local dance halls and learning about the new styles of jazz. In the late 1920s, Wills made his way to Fort Worth, Texas, seeking his place in the local music scene. Throughout that time, Wills was perfecting his trademark style, not just as a musician, but as a showman, mixing fiddle playing with lively patter and the good-natured hollerin' that became a part of his signature style. By 1929, he started making records, and in 1933, he formed his band, the Texas Playboys. And the Texas Playboys made Western Swing. One of their contemporaries, country music singer Merle Travis, said, "Western Swing is nothing more than a group of talented country boys, unschooled in music, but playing the music they feel, beating a solid 2/4 rhythm to the harmonies that buzz around their brains. When it escapes in all its musical glory, my friend, you have Western Swing." Writing about Wills and the Texas Playboys' first recording session in 1935, author Duncan McLean described the sound this way: "This is the hottering chili pot of New Orleans jazz, old country fiddling, big band swing, ragtime, blues, pop, mariachi, and cajuntao that dominated Texas, Oklahoma, Louisiana, and beyond, all the way to San Francisco in the west, Memphis in the east, from the mid-30s till mid-Elvis. This is Western Swing." The Texas Playboys soon moved their base to Tulsa with a steady gig at Kane's Ballroom and a daily radio show on KVOO. Their records started to sell. Steel Guitar Rag became a hit, and by 1940, New San Antonio Rose had sold more than 1 million copies. But Wills hit a rough patch in the 1950s. Alcoholism began to affect his performances, and his health went into decline. Tensions between him and the Texas Playboys grew to the point where they disbanded in 1962 after Wills suffered a heart attack. Wills and the Texas Playboys went their separate ways and continued to perform, and their influence continued to ripple through American music. He was inducted into the Country Music Hall of Fame in 1968, and the following year, he recorded an album with a big fan, Merle Haggard. Wills recorded another album in 1973, which sparked a renewed interest in his work. That legacy continued to grow after he died in 1975, at the age of 70. In 1999, he and the Texas Playboys were inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame alongside Billy Joel, Paul McCartney, and Bruce Springsteen. 2 years ago, we inducted Wills into our Hall of Great Western Performers. He and the Texas Playboys have also earned a special trustee's honor at our Western Heritage Awards. At the 2003 Western Heritage Awards, Wills' daughter Carolyn shared the words of those who knew him best. She quoted Texas Playboy pianist Al Strickland, who said, "That man had magic. He would turn you on and make you want to perform the impossible." And Ray Benson, leader of the band Asleep at the Wheel, added, "Bob Wills was a stylish Western rogue. As outrageous as his onstage dancing, hollering, and strutting were, he led the band in a presentation that was downright orchestral and always electrifying." Bob Wills didn't just create a new style of music, he created a movement. He blended people, places, and traditions into something bigger, something that still swings and sings across America today. 50 years later, the king of Western Swing still wears his crown. And with that, we'll say, aha, to another episode of This Week in the West. Our show is produced by Chase Spivey and written by Mike Kaler. Follow us and rate us on Apple Podcasts or wherever you hear us. That helps us reach more people. You can follow us on social media and online at nationalcowboymuseum.org. Got a question or suggestion? Drop us an email at podcast@nationalcowboymuseum.org. We leave you today with the words of music legend Willie Nelson on the influence of Bob Wills. "Bob Wills taught me how to be a band leader and how to be a star. There was no time wasted between songs. I learned from him to keep the people moving and dancing. The more you keep the music going, the smoother the evening will be. Another thing he taught me was people came and paid their money to hear what they wanted to hear. Even if Bob had a mediocre band that night, the people knew his records and his radio shows, and they heard what they thought Bob Wills sounded like. Whether he had a good night or a bad night, every night was a good night. Much obliged for listening, and remember, come find your West here at the National Cowboy and Western Heritage Museum.